AM.
Right, time for us to wrap up the story, the entire weekend, with the biggest story of the weekend. Kevin Kilbane is still dancing on ice. He's got one more week to go. You made it. Your birthday's next week, right?
Yeah, what is that? All I've got one more week. Can I not get through next week again?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you tell us.
Yeah, does it look like I'm at the end of the road? Is that kind of how it's feeling now, is it?
Well, all I'm doing is going by your stated ambition was to just make it past your birthdays.
Yeah, we said that. Go to the birthdays and that's it. So we'll see now. I don't know. It was good crack last night because I didn't expect to get through last night actually, but it was we had good fun anyway. We had good fun in the bar afterwards as well.
I'd say so. It's amazing. Obviously, the public have really got on your side because the scores perhaps weren't what you expected last night or weren't what you were aiming for. So the public have taken to you. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, yeah, the scores certainly wasn't what I expected at the start. I obviously wanted to get better, but the skate was crap, wasn't it? Let's be honest. So I can't really go beyond that. I was terrible last night, but it's the way it is. I don't know. I think there was maybe a bit more of a push last night. I think a few friends maybe got on Instagram, got on Twitter, and give us a bit of a push. And I think there's the Irish supporters branches over here as well, got behind me as well over the weekend. So that was good. So I got a bit of support last night, which was great.
My theory, Kevin, is that you should just go all out next week and do your most complicated skate next. And no matter how it goes, you're going to be a win because either A, you pull off a really complicated routine and you get higher scores, or B, you fall on your arse and everyone will feel perhaps more sorry for you and that sympathy vote just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, there's maybe something in that as well. I've been getting technical analysis off Nathan Murphy in the bar till probably midnight last night, telling me exactly what I should be doing next week, what track I should be going to, what moves I should be pulling off, how I should be impressing the judges. So Nathan's given me all last night, so we've got it sorted what we're going to do.
What colour are your fingernails next week, Kev?
No, I'm saying no. That's actually that was actually when I got back in last night as well. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go, Jay. Have you got anything to say?
A good night. A good night.
It was good. It was a good night. We had a really good night. Nathan was on the red wine. The red wine was flowing with him. He was letting himself down a little bit. He was starstruck in the room. He was going around Mora, getting photographs. and then Owen, he was chatting to John Barrowman. He was giving John Barrowman a bit of stick as well in the bar after the game. He was, yeah.
Dead right. So how does Nathan Murphy approach Maura Higgins for a selfie then?
She was floating around. She's good crack, so she came over for a bit of a chat with the lads. So I had a couple of friends over as well. So Nathan and his wife Debbie were there. So Nathan was all over. Nathan was purely starstruck. Honest to God, he was. In
the middle there, you can see his beard. And look, what's that? He's wrapped. He's literally wrapped in the Mayo flag.
Oh yeah, the Mayo flag's been out in force. So yeah, he was desperate to get it out all night. Anyway, we had a photograph down by the ice, but he didn't let it loose from his arms all evening. I
mean, look, the man is committed. What can you say?
Yeah.
Next week they told us it's fairy tale. I mean, look, you know, Prince Charming. Is that who you're going to be in the fairy tale, or do you know it?
I don't know. I don't even know what my track is yet. In recent weeks, they've given us we've kind of got an idea what the track would be the following week on the Thursday and the Friday. But I think they expected me to go last night. I think that's kind of how it was. So I've not even been told. But I'll get to know what the track is today, and then we'll get the routine in place.
But you weren't even in the bottom two, so that's a good sign. There's a chance that, worst case scenario, you're slightly ahead of the person. You might be in the skate off next week.
If I'm in the skate off, I'm gone. Let's be honest about that now. I can't. Everyone that's left now, they're all way better. So that's where I'm at. So I've got to avoid the skate off to be in next week.
Can you get better? One of the judges was like, I just want you to get better. It's like, is it too late? I mean, the whole, there was a little bit of, it seemed like a double entendre about, are you practicing with your hips at one point?
Yeah. Well, I think it took me so long to get the basics. Everybody seemed to have the basics before they even started. That was the thing. So I was way behind to start. That was the level that I was at. So the basics took me probably 6 weeks, and then you're almost going straight into your routine at that stage, 6-8 weeks in, and that was kind of where I'm at. So I'm still way behind on basics. So I'm still doing stuff that probably the guys were doing 2 months ago. That's where I'm still trying to get up to speed on.
Yeah, you're physical shape seems good. You're back. It's totally fine.
Feel good, feel great. Honestly, I said that to you the other week, didn't I? My back, I'm pain free for the first time in about 15, probably 20 years.
It's a bit mad,
honestly,
isn't it?
it's incredible. Yeah, it really is. And that's, it's all down to posture. It's how you present yourself, how you hold yourself, everything like this. Yeah.
And the dyed red streaks in the hair, is that something you're gonna commit to in the future?
No, I think you know that. Can you still see? I had a bit of guy liner in last night as well. Can you still see that? There's
yeah.
a bit of the eyeliner in there. So, I said to you when we started, Jer, I said to you, didn't I? Look, I'm in it. You just got to go with it, and that's it. So, whatever they dress me in, they dress me in now.
Tommy wants to know, can you keep the clothes? I think he wants to borrow them for Halloween.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Does he want it? I thought he might want it for something else, But anyway, he can borrow the outfit from last night. Yeah, no problem. He can have that. He can have the vest. But say Tommy would look well down Meath Hill, wouldn't he? Going out in the biker vest.
Straight in training on it. Kev, best of luck. Keep it going. Keep it lit. Cheers.
Yeah, don't expect me on. All I said to you, don't expect me on next week. Next week's the birthday weekend. It could be a heavy night, so you might not see me next week.
Look, we want live footage for wherever you are at 9:30 on Monday morning. Come on, perfect.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that could be. I could be still awake at that stage.
Yeah, perfect. Right, good luck. See you.
Cheers, lads. All the best. Take it easy.
Kevin Kilbane giving us some reaction. Post-match analysis. He did after the game. We were in, so he's treating it like a game.
Very honest.
As he should be.
Searing honesty from Kevin Kilbane there about his performance last night.
Are we to expect you made your sorry, we didn't we missed the lead. You made your ITV debut last night.
I did.
How many people spotted it?
Not many to be quite. I think I've got like 2 messages.
Right.
Like
you stuck it up on your own.
Expecting about 4 or 5. No, I might put it up today. We'll see.
Yeah.
Might delete later. Who knows?
How was it though? You must have been like,
well, like it was.
You've got an agent now, I presume. On the back of it.
Yeah, my people spoke to their people and
right.
They got that set up. And yeah, it was basically Kevin and Brianne were watching me on an iPad. So I was watching them, watching me. And it was a very unusual Sunday evening's experience.
Yeah.
I will say it is unfair that this kid from diversity is allowed to compete.
Because he can dance.
Because he can dance.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, well, it's on ice and it's different.
It's not.
It's not. Like, he's got far more natural grace. Like, the way his arms move just looks natural to him. Whereas Kevin Kilbane, he just looks like iRobot or something like that. So it's just, we're coming from impossibly different places here. The diversity background and the footballing background.
Yeah, it's true. It is unfair, but he's made it this far. He's going to be okay. Next week's the end, probably. Nathan got his night out in London.
Well, the thing is, he wasn't in the bottom.
His selfie at Mora.
All he's got to do is move up at most 1 place in the voting. If he can wrap up a bit more support this week, if he can do something something that will actually remind people of why he's on ice next week, that would be good.
Something charitable, some massive act of charity this week.
Yeah, wouldn't go astray. I think a fall. I think he just needs to fall.
No, because a fall, it's done. You can't. No one will vote for you if you fall.
But they might. I think the exact opposite. I think people love a good story of redemption.